Hello, folks. Well, this is odd. Look at the song playing on my solar system app. But that's not why I wanted to make this video. This is why I wanted to make this video. Okay, see all of these? This is the Kuiper Belt. Goes all the way around. Take notice of how much space it takes up. So it's on the accretion disk, whatever that is. Okay, then we go to the asteroid belt, which are all these little rocks. Notice, same disk. The accretion disk. Okay. Doesn't that look like Antarctica right here? The bottom of the sun? And this is solar system scope. There's Antarctica. Also wanted to point out, since I'm here in solar system scope, Venus and its rotation. It's the opposite of all of the other planets. And to help you understand what I'm talking about as far as the spatial vectors of nature, I guess, we'll go with this. This is a courtesy of Ken Wheeler. This is how we draw a line, right here. Start at one point, end at another. Here's how nature draws a line. Both directions, but in a curved linear fashion. Like this. This is the precession. This is how nature works. This is the conjugate nature between the magnetodielectric field, which is the ether, which is how nature works. The source of the Fibonacci spiral. But here we have, okay, envision this being straight through here and then wobbling back and forth. Wobble up, wobble down. At the same time, doing a curve. So what does that give you? That gives you vortice. So precession and vortice are one and the same. That's what causes our weather, hurricanes, tornadoes, everything. That's why tornadoes or hurricanes in the southern hemisphere rotate one direction, and that's why in the northern hemisphere, they rotate the other direction. And in this nature's line, so this is the precession, which is the two cones meeting in the center. Right here. Boom, 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 boom. So right here would be the 0 point, the accretion disk. Because this is all coming back, and this is all coming back, creating the infinity, the butterfly, flower of life. And like I was showing in the previous video, or in the previous app, that we reside on this. That is the galactic plane of the Milky Way. And I do believe that's the hole through the Earth. Because everything is comprised from our cells to, which is the micro, to the macro in space, the galaxies, the universe, the interstellar megaverse or mega universe. But anyway, all of that is the repeating pattern of the Anu, the hypertropoidal, convergent, divergent, magnetodielectric, precessional wobble, black hole, which from an atom to the solar system, which is an atom essentially, with all of its orbitals, all exist within this finite boundary, which is the plane of inertia. So you take two cones, here's the plane of inertia. This essentially makes a circle at the top and makes a circle at the bottom, making a sphere. Because we've got our magnetosphere that goes like this around Earth. You know, comes out the top, comes out the bottom. This is why they don't want us to see the South Pole. This is why they don't want us to see the North Pole. This is why they're hiding everything from us, folks. Because this is the key to everything. Everything is the Anu. Let me break down Anunnaki for you. Anunnaki. I think that's how you spell it. Or is it Anunnaki? But anyway, Anu equals all. Nak equals naked. Ki equals earth. Maybe barking up the wrong tree there, but you know, from what I've seen, this information about etymology of words has been really riding my shirt tail, so to speak. It's been on me, so.
Form when stars, go supernova. Stars go supernova for a very specific reason. That is because they have a black hole in their center. That is the power source of the star. And the plasma around it is actually what the star has produced matter by spinning protons in the structure of the vacuum and actually making matter. And So matter production occurs at the event horizon of black holes. It's not like one event that happened in the Big Bang and that's it. And so the material it produces gets caught in the gravitational field at certain distance from the black hole, the stuff that's not able to fall in, because there's angular momentum and this centrifugal force that are maintaining all that stuff in orbit. That's why, stars orbit a black hole in the middle of the galaxy. Black holes just sucked in everything around them. Galaxies wouldn't exist. So in any case, and let me not go down that road. But the center of stars, this is why when they see a star explode, a supernova, what they find after is a black hole. They say the black hole was produced by the star exploding. It's the exact other way around. The black hole produced a star, which, what we call a star is basically the plasma caught in orbit around a singularity, a black hole. And the result is that, the plasma that's stuck in there heats up. And of course,
there is floating water, a reservoir of water with crystals that actually have piezoelectric properties. There's also another thing called piezoluminescence. If you have a little lighter and you hit the lighter and then you get that little spark that comes out, that's from a crystal being compressed. And as the crystal is compressed, it releases photons. In your brain, you have these little floating crystals that actually have that quality. And even better than that is there is another characteristic called piezochromism. Piezochromatic crystals are crystals that can release any color of light in the rainbow. Dimethyltryptamine is the main chemical that seems to do this. When DMT is chipped out of a tray that it was synthesized in, you hit it with a screwdriver, bam, you get these big bursts of colored light. Big burst of red, big burst of green, big burst of yellow, big burst of blue. Well, you have these little crystals floating in your brain.
DMT is this, dimethyltryptamine. It's the theory is that it's what's released by the pineal gland that gives us these elevated states of insight.
Maybe DMT is the lens of our pineal gland, allowing us to see wider areas of reality than are normally accessible to our senses.
You remember that image of like a Buddha with the halo? There's always a halo around the Buddha's head, or Jesus. People say there's a cross behind them in that halo, but it's the beams of light. It's exactly what you can learn or remember to activate.
You see the beams of light, folks? How many times recently have you seen the sun doing this? Here's the sun, and you see a beam of light going out the top like that, and out the sides like this. If anybody who's watching this has filmed the sky, they've seen that.
Ancient esoteric traditions and mystical schools knew of the potential of the pineal. The ancient Greeks believed it to be our connection to the realms of thought. Buddhists know it as a symbol of spiritual awakening. In Hinduism, the pineal connects with the third eye chakra, the seat of intuition and clairvoyance. Jesus proclaimed that the eye is the lamp of the body, so then if your eye is clear, your whole body will be full of light. If Rene Descartes is right, and the pineal gland is indeed the seat of the human soul, then these traditions are correct in believing that it serves as the connecting link between the physical and spiritual worlds.
How did they know about the third eye? Because each chakra connects in to an organ. So what fascinates me is the sixth chakra plugs into the pineal gland. The pineal gland has photoreceptors on it. And yet they knew that thousands of years ago before they ever knew that there were photoreceptors on the pineal. So that to me, it shows you that we know a lot more in the past than we even do now with our technology.
The pineal gland is tissue called pinealocytes. These pinealocytes are similar to the rods and cones in the retina of your eye. That's right, it's the third eye. Your brain has a third eye in the center, and it has retinal tissue. It also has the same wiring as your physical eyes do.
This also ties in the eye and the triangle. Because the eye in the triangle is in the trapezium open star cluster.
To the visual cortex in your brain. How did they know that all the way back then? That would imply very advanced technology that would have been required for them to gain such incredible information about the brain. And yet they did. And so think about what that means. If you have little crystals that can vibrate and release all the colors of the rainbow, and people claim when they go out of body or have a near-death experience that they see a silver cord. There is a cord linking their astral body to their physical body.
Indeed, it appears that the pineal gland is our connection to higher dimensions, giving us access to the psychic and spiritual realms.
Which is the only begotten Son. In Orion, in the trapezium open star cluster, or the black hole sun. For he who believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
If this is true, then humanity is upon the precipice of a greater awakening as a whole. But this awakening does not come without its challenges and oppositions.
It's well known that fluoride interferes with...
Now, did you just see that? The subliminal messaging